What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Queen, and I am back with another video. I just got off work. I've been going back and forth with some of y'all in my comment section, and I let y'all know that I was on my way home. I need to get home. I need to do some stuff around the house real quick. I had to eat. So, and I was not going to bed without uploading another video. Yeah, so I hope everybody's doing good. Welcome to all my old subscribers and my new subscribers. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you like, thumbs up the video, share, and subscribe, and hit the post notification bell so you'll know what every time I post a video. Okay. I know a lot of y'all be up really late at night. That's cool, but please, if I don't respond right away when I get up in the morning, I promise you I will go through and respond to the comments that I see, okay? I did have to remove one comment. There was a person that was getting very that was trying to say, well, y'all need to stop saying the same thing and blase, and y'all need to find out who gave permission from the adoption agency for them to foster. Listen. Let me tell you something. For one, do not come over here trying to tell me or any other YouTube content creator what they should and should not do. Everybody that's on this case, I'm sure, is doing their best and everything they possibly can to contribute what they can to help find these boys. All right? And I asked everybody if you could be very patient. You think I don't want these boys? I want these boys founded a month ago. I want these boys located over a month ago. I wanted Trezell and Jacqueline arrested over a month ago. But guess what? We can't go down there and do it. We can't go do it. We have to wait. We have to wait for concrete evidence. We got to wait for Bakersville and Cal City to do what they're supposed to do to get results, to help find these boys. All we can do is keep bringing awareness to the case, keep making videos, and keep calling Cal City and Bakersfield. That's all we can do, sweetie. We can't do nothing else. We can't. And CPS, because you're hung on CPS. Before I get to everybody being at fault, like I said before, because I'm going to keep it all the way funky over here. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care about nothing but the boys. I don't care about no parents on either side, biological, adopt. I don't care about none of that. I care about the boys. Period. I don't care about nothing else. I just want the boys found, and who is responsible for those boys going missing, doing time. Hopefully death penalty, in my opinion. Okay? So, let's not get off track, because we're not going to get off track over here. We're going to stay where we need to be. And that's on this case and on the boys. Okay? So, let's go with one of your things you did say before I answer questions. And then I'll have to make another video tomorrow to answer more questions, because I have a few others that I wanted to address. So, you made a statement saying we need to find out and get on find out who gave the permission to be adopted parents. Let me let you know something. They process that they had, they was able to pass, obviously, the backgrounds and whatever test or evaluation that they have to take to become adoptive parents. What I am going to say is that I'm almost positive that they did not know what type of people they were. Don't you think if CPS knew that these was people that would harm children, that they would place children in their home? No, I don't believe that. I just don't. I don't believe they would do that for this to come back and look bad on them. I just don't see them deliberately putting kids in harm's way for it to come back and bite them in the ass, CPS in the ass. I don't believe that. And we cannot find out what social worker approved them being adoptive parents. We can't. They're not going to give that information. They won't even give us the information of what's in the CPS report for when the kids got hurt the first time while they removed them. They will not give that information out. A lot of stuff they have to keep confidential. So YouTube content creators can't really go in personal files. They won't release that. They won't release that. So don't chew down at people's throat off of something that they can't disclose. That's private, personal information they can't disclose to the public. They just can't, and they won't. They won't do that. So, no, they will not release who the social worker was, and whether, it doesn't really matter to me, or I feel in general, who the social worker was, because it's easy for people to lie to try to adopt kids. Do you think the West is the only crooked ass family that's got adoptive kids? I'm sure out in this world today, in America, there are plenty of crooked ass adoptive parents that have kids that shouldn't. That lied on the application or in the process of adopting children. I'm sure there's plenty more crooked ass parents that lied. And that is a problem. I give you that. It's a big problem. A big problem. But CPS isn't the only at fault. They dropped the ball. The ball's been dropped from BioMom all the way down to the West. And I've stated why the ball has been dropped from the BioMom all the way down. See, I don't have a close relationship with the BioMom. I don't have a close relationship with the West. I could care less. You know what we care about? The boys. The boys. All right? The boys. That's all we care about. This is a investigation. This is a serious case. Babies. That's it. I don't care about no parents. About none of that. Yes, CPS should have done a more thorough search. We don't know if they did it. That's the thing. We don't know if they didn't do a thorough search and those people was clean and the ball was dropped. Yes, I heard of her record, but of her having an arrest or something of Jacqueline. And that could have been done after she already had been adopting kids and she could have got caught with something. That could have been after. We don't know. That's just rumors, alleged rumors. There's no paperwork. There's no paperwork saying that. If there was actual factual paperwork, then yes, we will abide by that. But I'm not seeing no paperwork. Okay? Now, that is a situation, that is a problem of people adopting kids and mistreating them and harming them. That is a problem. But there's no way to know if somebody looks good on paper. Listen to what I'm saying. There's no way for somebody to know that somebody did looks good on paper and they do their visits and they talk a good game, their house is clean, they make decent money, whether they quit their job after the money roll in. Listen, this is beforehand. There's no way for them to know that they're fucked up people until something happens. Once kids are adopted, they don't do home visits. They don't. So, there's no way for them to possibly know this was going to happen. Even if they did everything right. By the book. Because criminals are cold at lying. Murderers, rapists, pedophiles are cold at lying. They're cold at lying. Okay? Listen to your girl. There are pedophiles, rapists, murderers that are cold at lying. That will lie so good to make you think everything's okay. And be raping and molesting and stabbing and murdering and shooting kids and everything else. And you would never know because they look so good on paper. You wouldn't know until the police and everything that raided and did a whole investigation. You would know. So yes, I am going to say that is a problem. CPS is an issue. Yes, they're underworked. They're underpaid. They're overworked, underpaid, understaffed. And they have a huge caseload because of incompetent parents that abuse their kids, that neglect their kids, that harm their kids, that allow somebody else to harm their kids. So their caseload is ridiculous. And I'm not making no excuses because this should have never happened. I'm just stating the facts that it's everybody. That is everybody. It's everybody. So their stack of things is their paperwork is overloaded, okay? Overloaded with paperwork. And then they're going to these homes and they're rushing. No, they should not be rushing. They should sit there and really thoroughly search, background, everything to the T, everything. But there's only so much that they can do if everything is done by the book and the people look good in the book. Because don't forget, if everything looked good in the book and they lied real good and they got those kids and something happened, yes, it looks bad on CPS. And it is bad on CPS. Everybody looks bad in a situation when it comes to these kids. From A to Z. From birth mom on down. Okay? So what we're not going to do is say, well, I need to find a social worker that gave them the right or approved of them being adoptive parents. No, they shouldn't have been approved to be adoptive parents. And no, they're not going to release that information of what social worker approved it. But I'm pretty sure, you know what they're probably going to say? Oh, they did this, they had this submitted in, they looked good on this form, that form, da-da-da-da. Because that's all it is to them. Is long as they have this turned in, they did this class, they passed this, they did A to Z, blase blase. If they did all the things that they was required to do, and it looks, and they do everything they're supposed to do, they let them adopt. They pass all the exams, all the questionnaires, they let them adopt. And that's how it is. Yes, it's fucked up. This whole case is fucked up. It's completely messed up. Yes, they dropped the ball. But once those kids was adopted, the West could do anything they wanted to do. They could have went anywhere they wanted to go. Maybe they should have did more thorough searches when when the kids were just foster kids. Maybe they would have noticed something, a red flag then. But they probably didn't. They probably didn't. Why? Because they got this overload of casework and they got all these children and they don't have places to put children. Because parents neglecting their kids, abusing their kids, letting someone else abuse and neglect them. So they have all these kids and nowhere to put them. All these children and nowhere to put them. So let me say so you will know. Yes, I agree. CPS dropped the ball. I agree. But I'm not going to put it 1,000% on CPS. Everyone dropped the ball. Everybody had a part in failing these babies. In the very first article in the beginning of this case, the buyout mom said she did not have herself together. She was trying to get herself together. That was something that she said in the article. So she wasn't together. She was trying to get herself together to get her babies back. That came out of her mouth. And it's a public article. Go read and go look at it. I promise you, it's there. Now, we're not bashing anybody. The only people we're bashing over here is Giselle and Jacqueline. The scum of the fucking earth. Now, them is who we're going to bash until they get lethal injection or arrested for life. But everybody had a hand in failing these children. And I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not. Because what? We want justice for the boys. We want to find the boys. I don't care about nothing else or nobody's feelings around this case but the boys. And unfortunately, they're not here for us to know how they feel. Because they're not here. So how about we try to get the boys found first, and then we could go into blaming. Because I believe CPS should get held something, at least something done. If they need to get more people, I don't know what CPS needs to do, but they need to do something. I don't know if they need to hire more people. And they can't just hire anybody. But from what the family's cousin, the boy's cousin, said, that they let anybody work for CPS. Anybody could be a social worker. So, and I'm just saying, I'm not sure. But I don't know what CPS needs to do, but they need to get some more people there. They need to crack down and make sure it's not... I know they try to rush and get all these children placed, but you have to make sure the places that you're placing these children are safe, and they have everything that they need to have, and they're with people that are going to really take care of them. And there's no really way to tell in a short amount of time, and the process that they have, there's no way to tell until after you place the child, and then you see how they treat them. There's no way to really tell beforehand. And we've been hearing CPS case stories since when I was a little kid. Since I was a little bitty kid, I've heard bad stories. And I still remember them to this day, and I'm in my 30s. There's been people harming children since I was a kid. Okay? since I was a kid. And I didn't want to make this video about CPS, but I just wanted to make a statement. Calm down, shorty. Okay? Slow your roll. Everybody had a hand in this. All right? But there's only 2 people that we're going to go there with. 2 people we're bashing and blaming. Trezell and Jacqueline. Okay? Yes, CPS should have did more. They should have never gave them the kids. And I'm pretty sure there's other people like that, like Trezell and Jacqueline, in fostering kids right now. There's cases out there with the same issue. So it's a big problem with CPS. A big problem. So I'm going to say it's a big problem. And I'm sure they know every time they place a child and something happens to a child, I know they get the heat. And I know they feel it. But at the end of the day, guess what? We need CPS because we have parents out there that don't feed their kids, that don't bathe their kids, that don't give their kids what they need. They abuse their kids, let other people abuse their kids, let people rape their children, they let people molest their children. We need CPS, though. Without CPS, we will have nowhere to place to abuse and hurt children. And it's unfortunate that after you take a child from being abused to put them in another place to be abused even more, it's a whole fucked up cycle. But at the end of the day, we have to have a place to place kids that can't be with their parents because of abuse and neglect. But we gotta have them. So yeah, they need to make some changes, and changes fast at CPS. They do. They need to make fast changes. But at the end of the day, we gotta have them. Let's say if something happened to me today and my kids are by themselves and I don't have no family, no relatives, and then their dad is gone, has something happen to their dad or whatever. CPS will be there they will have to go with CPS. So the organization isn't going anywhere. They need to make a lot of changes to the organization, but they're not going anywhere. They're not. So all we can do is pray and fight for change with CPS. We can really try to fight for change. Maybe we can do a petition. Something. Because I'm sick of cases too where CPS done placed a kid this place and this kid ends up missing or this kid ends up dead because CPS done placed the child. I'm sick of that too. But guess what? How did that child end up in CPS? Because you got a parent on drugs over here, another parent over here molesting the child, another parent over here to let their boyfriend molest the child, another person on drugs and don't come home but leave their child alone and not feeding them. It's just a bunch of cases. It's a bunch of cases, but we have to have a place, emergency system for people who can't take care of their kids. Okay? All right, enough of that. I spent 24 minutes on that subject, and I did not want to spend 24 minutes on that subject. So now we got that out the way. Let's answer some questions. Let's get to Orrin Orson, okay? All right, so there was a question, because I'm going to do another video tomorrow, okay? I'm going to do another video tomorrow. Answering the questions that I've got today, because I've got new questions. These are the questions from a couple of videos, like yesterday. These are from questions from yesterday that I'm answering. And then I have some more, and I'm kind of responding back and forth anyway. But I'm going to make that video tomorrow for the questions that I got tonight, okay? Because y'all are coming with them and with the comments. But I mean, I like that. I like engaging with y'all, and because y'all keep me busy and y'all keep my mind going with this case, and y'all bring ideas that sometimes I don't even think about, you know. So I like that. All right, so one of you guys asked about, was it two adoptive, two foster, two this, two that, or whatever. So let me answer your question. There are, for the 6 kids total, before Orrin and Orson went missing, went missing, you got, remember that 6. You have 2 biological. Jacqueline and Trezell got 2 biological. Then they have 2 foster. And they got 2 adopted, which is Orrin and Orson, that are now missing. All right? So they have their 2 biological kids, 2 foster that they haven't adopted yet. Don't know if they planned on adopting them or not. We're not sure. And we have the 2 that they did adopt, Orrin, Orson, Classic, and Sincere. Okay? We do know that. All right? And also, if you have questions about that, also the chief also said it on the article. You can look it up. Missing Cal City Boys interview with John Walker. He also stated that too, if you missed it. 6 kids, 2 biological, 2 adopted, 2 foster. Okay? And Classic and Sincere was the 2 brothers that was adopted. We do not know if in the future they was going to adopt the other 2 that was fostered. We don't know, because now they're all taken. Okay? So I answered that question. Let's move on to, is there blood on the van seat? Are they playing with us? I'm not sure if there was blood found on the van seat. I do believe that the West family was toying with us when they burnt the van seat and they put it out there. I personally believe that they are toying with us, that they're mocking and playing with us. Like, yeah, I discarded and I burned evidence. So what? Y'all can't mess with me. The police ain't gonna do nothing. So I'm gonna put it out here. I don't care if you take a picture. I don't care if you fly a drone over there and see it. I don't care, because they're not messing with me. So yeah, that's what I believe, that they are playing with that. So I do agree with you. I'm not sure if there was blood on the seat, and if there was, I don't believe I didn't see any blood on the burnt seat. It was a burnt seat. Okay, it was a burnt van seat. But I do know that the van that they did take into custody, they did go over it with luminol, and there was no blood found. I do remember that in the article. There was no traces of blood or anything found in the van. And I believe I gave y'all that information in the last video. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I gave you that information in the last video. Okay, why are there no current pics posted of the boys? In my opinion, there's no current pictures of the boys because the West family don't have any. Because they did not take any pictures of them. They was not connected to them. They didn't love them. They didn't give a damn about those boys. They was a check. They was a check, a paycheck. Okay? Now I'm just going to keep it real with you. They was a paycheck to the West. Okay? So they didn't have no pics except for those old pics from a couple of years ago. From the brother. And that's why that's all the pics we have. Because the police are going to give the updatedest picture that they got. And that's the most updated that we got. So that's sad. But that's why there are no pictures, because they don't have any. And they didn't even I'm sure they didn't take them, and then they don't care to produce them. Is possible someone else put the burned van seat back there to mess with us and law enforcement? Yes, it is very possible that someone else put the van seat back there to mess with us. I think this is just games and something fun to them. Like it's like they feel like, well, we can't be touched because y'all don't have no bodies, and y'all, so what? And I really believe that's how they feel. Like, so what? Y'all can't mess with me. Y'all don't have no bodies. Y'all don't know where the boys are. I can burn whatever, and I'm going to leave it back there. Because like I said, in my past videos, in the burn seat video, when you're trying to hide something, you're not going to throw it out there where somebody can see it. You burnt it and threw it back there because you didn't care who seen it. So that was pretty cocky and pretty bold, in my opinion. Okay? So, and it is possible that someone else did it to possibly criminate, but it came out of their van. So, I mean, it's possible, but it's probably not likely, in my opinion, because it came from their van. They're the one that burned it. And they put it in their own backyard. So, I don't see someone else, them allowing someone else to burn their van seat and throwing it in their backyard. I don't see them allowing someone else to do it. Plus, they got them dogs and stuff. So it would be, you would be at risk getting bit by a dog trying to go take a van seat, a burnt van seat, and take it back there. You'll be at risk getting, get bit by a dog. Where are the boys Sincere and Classic? I do not know, baby. And I wish I did know, because if I knew, I would definitely bring them home. I would definitely bring them home. I really would. I do not know. But in my opinion, I feel like they're with God. I don't know, what's y'all religious standpoints or anything, but higher power, higher being, I believe they're with the Creator. And I don't believe they're suffering. Because sad to say, when these babies was down here, they were suffering. Okay? I haven't heard nothing. They just had a rough little life. They just had a rough little life. And they don't have to suffer anymore. But I definitely want the people that caused them to meet their Creator, I want them gone. That's for sure. I want them to pay. Has the police and or feds even picked it up before it disappears? Oh, you're talking about the van seat. I don't believe the police has picked up, or the feds picked up the van seat. I feel like they should have picked it up, or maybe go look at it before it disappears. But I believe it's still back there. So it'd be nice if they go and pick it up and take it into custody and to evidence, and see if they can dust it and see what they can pull off the van seat. I mean, it was burned, but I mean, it's still, with the technology we got today, you can make anything happen. You can pull fibers, you can pull all type of things with the technology we got today. But yeah, I'm not sure why the police or feds haven't picked up the van seat, or maybe they don't even know it's back there. I'm not sure. But that was a good question. But no, as far as I know, it's still back there in their backyard, and nobody's been there to pick it up, far as I know. Are the seats leather? They were destroying everything. Um, I'm not sure if the seats was leather, but it didn't look leather to me. It looked like uh what do you call those seats? It just looked like a regular seat, but not leather. Not leather. I didn't see leather. Why aren't they suspects when the West been lying? Good question. I mean, I got that question too. Why aren't they suspects when they've been lying from day one? I mean, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I mean, because to me, I don't care what if the police chief said they're not suspects. They're the number one suspects to me. They're the only suspects. They're the only suspects. They were the last with the children, and the children were never seen again after they was with them. So they're the only suspects in my eyes. Okay? They're the only suspects. And they've been lying from day one. Their interview was a lie. Everything they said before and after that was a lie. And they're showing their actions right now, not giving a damn about anything. It's showing that they don't care about nothing. They've been lying from day one, and they don't give a damn about those kids. They never gave a damn about those kids. Okay? They never gave a damn. So, I have no idea why John, the police chief, came out and said that they're not suspects. I have no idea. Make it make sense to me. All right, how do I feel about the new update? Chief believing they're not suspects. I did a video on that. I want to say it's called Missing Cal City Boys, No Suspects. So I lay out exactly how I feel about them not being suspects. I lay it all down. The boy's been sold. I pray they get justice. It's very possible, like I said, that they was sold. There's a lot of people that do think that. There's a lot of people that think the babies are, that the West hurt them and murdered them. And then there's a lot of people that think that the West sold them. So, like I said, it's very possible. It's very possible that they did sell the boys. If not sell them, I believe they murdered them. But my first guess would be, in my opinion, is they murdered them. But it's very possible that the boys were sold, baby. They need to use different with their scent and do it in different areas around Bakersfield. Oh, different item. Okay, so they need to use a different item with their scent and do it in different areas around the Bakersfield. So, if I agree, they could. That's something that's a good idea. They could see if the West still have any other items with Orna Orson scent on it. Take some cadaver dogs, or take some dogs and go around in different areas around Bakersfield and see if they can hit on anything. That's a very good idea. That's a good idea. So I agree with you. Try different places, since they've done well. In the article, they said the police said they have searched previous areas in Cal City, their previous homes and their last home, for the boys. So maybe it's time to look in other places and think outside the box here. If you put yourself in a murderer's shoes, if you killed somebody, or if you made somebody go missing, what would you do with the body? Where would you put them? So it's time for us to put on our thinking caps and kind of think, put ourselves in a murderer's shoes. Boys have been missing since June. Okay, that's your thought. Okay, that's very possible because we really don't know. We have people that seen them. One neighbor, I believe, allegedly seen them the 20-something in September. And then you have on national news, they're stating that the siblings, Orrin Orson's siblings, said they last seen them on the 19th of September. No, I'm sorry. 19th of December. I'm sorry. Scratch that. So you have the children saying they last seen their sibling on the 19th of December. Then you have a neighbor saying they last seen them in September around the 20-something. I want to say the 23rd. Don't quote me on the exact day. But I want to say the 23rd. So there's no factual, and I believe the kids are just saying the 19th and possibly been coached. So I really can't take the kids' account for seeing the boys because they're kids, and I believe they're scared and they don't know what's going on, and they've been brought into this horrific situation. Okay? So I'm not blaming the kids, but I'm not going to take account they could be just lying for their family and possibly threatened into lying. So I'm not going to take the account of the 19th of when the West say, because they're liars. And they probably coach the kids. So we really don't know. But that's a good idea of June. I even went back to damn near a year. I'm going back to possibly those pictures. But I will give it a year. I will give it a year. I will give it about a year last that could possibly, that been missing maybe a year. Almost a year. I'll give it that. Like I said, I could be wrong. I know it's been months. Obviously, it's been months. They probably been missing. But it's just weird that nobody can say they actually saw those two exact children in this month or this day. Nobody can say that. And that's only one neighbor. You know, if it was multiple neighbors, then I'd be like, okay, maybe, possibly in September, But it's just one, and the other people just didn't really see the kids. So I'm not really sure. I don't know. I would say months, and it could be up to a year. These kids been missing because nobody can for sure say they seen those kids, those exact two kids, on a specific day, a specific time, and accounted that they remember for a fact they saw those two kids. We don't really have that. We have a neighbor saying she's seen them, but then can we really, is that neighbor for sure? I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, can she say that she's definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, seen those? We would have to take that into consideration too. So I don't know. The eyewitness thing is kind of sketchy. Now, if it was multiple neighbors that said, I remember seeing the boys this month, then I'd be like, okay, I would say, I would really believe that. But being it's just one neighbor and no one else, I don't want to just, Because people make mistakes and people confuse kids. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that the neighbor is lying, but she could mistake. You don't know. Because there's out of 6 kids, you could have, yeah, I saw a few kids. But you don't know for sure if that's the particular boys that we're speaking of. Okay, so hospitals are known to take away babies with CPS. It does happen if hospitals and doctors and nurses, they're all required to notify CPS if they see or suspect any type of abuse and neglect. They are required, they're mandated to notify Child Protective Services. You are correct. And you said, and lie said wasn't mom fault. She loved her babies. I kind of spoke on this earlier. We don't really, I mean, it's possible. I'll even give you that. It's possible. But there had to be doctor. There had to be x-rays. There had to be nurses. There also had to be a judge. There was a whole, there wasn't just one person that just took the babies. There was from doctors to nurses, did x-rays, did a whole workup. They notified CPS, but it had to be a judge and everyone. So we don't know what was all in that report. And she probably does love her kids. She probably does. What mother wouldn't? What real mother wouldn't love her children? So she probably does love her kids. But like I said, yes, hospitals are mandated to, they're required to notify CPS if they suspect abuse and neglect. And if they see a history or people frequently, kids that frequent the hospital, emergency room visits, something called accidents, yeah, they're mandated to report. We don't know if the kids was in the hospital a lot. We really don't know what happened. All we know is that the baby had a broken femur, ended up in the emergency room. Well, she took them to the doctor. We don't know what all, if there was any other injuries, any other previous accidents. We don't know any of that was in the report. We don't know. All we know is that the femur was fractured. She took the child to the hospital. To the doctor. And they suspected abuse. And they notified CPS. Okay? We don't know if what else was in there. If the femur could have been the only thing in there. It could have been more injuries in there. It could have been more suspected abuse somewhere. We don't know. All we know is that the femur situation, the hospital felt like it was some abuse and neglect going on. They notified CPS. CPS got involved. And then the judge and everybody else agreed that Ryan Dean needed her kids taken away from her. Okay? And we're going to stick to the facts. We're not going to go to our feelings. Because I'm what mother wouldn't love her kids? So, like I said, we're not going to go into the shit. We're just going to, when it comes, because we're going to stick to the facts. We're just going to stick to the facts when it comes to this case. Okay? And we're going to keep my personal feelings out unless it has something to do with the boys. Okay? But, because like I said, she probably does love her kids, but mother doesn't love her kids. or what parent doesn't love their kids. But we have parents out there that actually don't love their kids and abuse their kids. So it just depends. So, I mean, like I said, we know that she left the baby with someone else, and that's where the incident occurred. So it's possible that whoever she left the child with, who has not been disclosed, probably been hurting the child, and maybe the hospital is aware that someone's been doing this to the child, and maybe Ryan Dean didn't know that her child was being abused, but it's possible that person, this isn't the first time that person hurt the baby, and maybe, I'm just throwing this out hypothetically, maybe the hospital suspected it, saw it, and notified CPS. All right? All right. So, but see, all of that is how we got to here. And that's the main thing. That's the main thing. Okay? Like I said, us mothers, we aren't perfect. And we make mistakes. There is no book to tell you how to raise kids or what to do in this situation and that situation. All you can do is, if you make a mistake, do everything you can to fix it, and fix it fast when you make a mistake as a parent. That's all you can do. Because there's no book to tell you how to be a mother. There's no book to tell you how to be a father. All you can do is the best that you can do. And love your kids unconditionally and do the best you can do. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. That's it. That's all you can do. Because at the end of the day, we're going to make mistakes. It's just when we do, we have to acknowledge the mistakes we made and do everything we can to correct those mistakes. And then don't let it happen again once you done corrected it. All right? And I'm just going to leave it with that. All right? But like I said, these boys was failed from the beginning to the end. All right? And it's unfortunate because we need to know where these boys are. Where is Classic and Sincere? Where is Orrin and Orson? We need them brought home. We need them brought home. Okay? So, oh my God. I've been on here in 53 minutes, you guys. But I did promise y'all a video and I brought it to you. Yes, it's kind of long. I am sorry that it is so long. But I do hope you enjoy and get a lot of information out this video. And I tried to answer a lot of questions in this video. But I'll bring another video to you guys tomorrow. To respond to more comments and more questions that y'all have for this last video I did. But I will be making, upload another video tomorrow. I'm getting ready to get up off here so I can get ready for bed. Thank y'all for watching. I love y'all. Thank y'all so, so much. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell so you will know when I upload a video. Okay? I really do, like I said, hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all got something out of it, some informative information. I just feel like it's been so long. The boys have been gone. It feels like forever, and it's been a month and some change. But I have a 4-year-old son. I have a 4-year-old, and I can't imagine him out there in the nowhere with no food, no water, nobody, alone. I can't imagine that. And that's what drives me the most in this case. I can relate to the child. I have a child that age. And I can't imagine him being out there alone, wandering in a desert or somewhere. I can't imagine. So that is what pushes me and drives me to make my videos, to think outside the box when it comes to this case, to everything that I do, because it's not the only case I do. You know, I focus on a lot of different cases, and like I said, I was checking before I did this video. It was a case where it's two teens killed this 15-year-old teen, and I was like, gosh, I need to bring that to this channel, so it bring awareness, so y'all know what's going on, and we can put people on Front Street that's out here committing these horrendous crimes. Like, you know, it's a lot going on. This is not the only case. There's a lot of shit going on, and it's all day, every day. Somebody's getting hurt, murdered, molested, raped, and it's a lot of our babies. And we do this for the children, because children can't speak for themselves. Kids can't speak for themselves. So we have to speak for them. We have to be their voice. We have to bring awareness to it. That's our job. You get what I'm saying? That's our job to do that. All right? But all right, I love you guys. I could keep going and going when I get into why, you know, what motivates me to do this. But I love you guys. Make sure you, like I said, like, share, subscribe, hit the post notification bell, so you'll know next time I upload a video. Thank you so much. And make sure y'all can comment below. Let me know if you have any questions or anything you would like to comment, or anything you would like to say about the case, and just express your feelings, how you feel, whatever you want to say about the case, express it. You're free to do so. All I ask you is everybody be respectful to each other. We're all grown, and I'm gonna respect you, respect me, respect everyone else. All right, it's all love with Big Happy Family over here. All right, peace.